Liopleurodon stands as one of the most formidable marine predators ever to inhabit Earth's oceans, a creature whose very anatomy reflects an evolutionary arms race driven by dominance, efficiency, and absolute control of its environment. Living during the Middle to Late Jurassic period, Liopleurodon was not merely a large predator, it was a precision-engineered hunter in a world where survival depended on speed, power, and sensory superiority. Long before whales, sharks, or modern marine reptiles claimed the seas, Liopleurodon defined what it meant to rule the ocean. From an evolutionary standpoint, Liopleurodon belonged to the pliosaurs, a specialized group of short-necked plesiosaurs adapted for aggressive predation. Unlike their long-necked relatives that focused on ambush and smaller prey, pliosaurs evolved toward raw power and pursuit. Liopleurodon's body plan reflects this shift perfectly. A massive skull, disproportionately large compared to its body, housed some of the most fearsome jaws known in marine vertebrate history. These jaws were not built for slicing alone but for crushing, gripping, and overpowering prey in a single decisive attack. The skull of Liopleurodon was its primary weapon. Measuring well over 2 meters in the largest individuals, it was reinforced to withstand immense bite forces. The teeth were conical, thick, and deeply rooted, designed to puncture flesh and hold struggling prey without breaking. Unlike serrated shark teeth that slice, Liopleurodon's teeth functioned as anchors, ensuring that once prey was caught, escape was virtually impossible. This design indicates a predator that relied on ambush followed by overwhelming force rather than prolonged chases. Its sensory capabilities were equally impressive. Large eye sockets suggest advanced vision, likely adapted for low-light conditions at depth. Combined with a highly developed sense of pressure and vibration detection, Liopleurodon could detect movement from considerable distances. In the murky, dimly lit Jurassic seas, this sensory advantage meant that prey often had no warning before the attack began. Locomotion was another area where Liopleurodon excelled. Its 4 powerful flippers worked in coordinated strokes, allowing it to accelerate rapidly and maneuver with surprising agility for its size. Unlike modern fish that rely on tail propulsion, Liopleurodon's flipper-driven movement gave it exceptional control in 3-dimensional space. It could surge upward from below, roll its body to strike from the side, or dive rapidly to pursue prey attempting escape. Behaviorally, Liopleurodon was almost certainly a solitary hunter. Apex predators rarely benefit from social cooperation unless prey is exceptionally large or dangerous, and the fossil record suggests that Liopleurodon relied on individual dominance rather than pack behavior. Its presence alone would have been enough to alter the behavior of other marine animals, creating zones of avoidance in the ocean much like modern great white sharks do today. Dietary evidence places Liopleurodon at the absolute top of the Jurassic marine food chain. It fed on large fish, ammonites, other marine reptiles, and potentially even members of its own species. Bite marks found on plesiosaur and ichthyosaur fossils match the size and shape of Liopleurodon's teeth, suggesting that nothing in its environment was truly safe. Cannibalism, while difficult to prove conclusively, would not be unexpected in such a dominant predator. Reproduction in Liopleurodon remains largely speculative, but as a marine reptile, it likely gave birth to live young rather than laying eggs. This adaptation freed it from returning to land and allowed juveniles to be born directly into the marine environment. However, juvenile Liopleurodon would have been vulnerable, not only to other predators but possibly even to adult members of their own species, reinforcing a life history shaped by constant risk. Environmental pressures during the Jurassic favored predators that could exploit abundant marine life efficiently. Warm seas, high oxygen levels, and widespread shallow continental shelves created ideal conditions for large marine reptiles. Liopleurodon thrived in this environment, becoming a keystone predator whose influence shaped the structure of entire ecosystems. By controlling populations of large prey species, it indirectly affected everything from plankton dynamics to reef formation. Despite its dominance, Liopleurodon was not immortal. Changes in sea levels, climate shifts, and evolving competition eventually altered the balance of power in Jurassic oceans. As the Cretaceous period approached, new predators emerged, ecosystems transformed, and even giants like Liopleurodon faced extinction. Its disappearance was not sudden but part of a broader turnover in marine life that reshaped the oceans permanently. The legacy of Liopleurodon extends far beyond its physical remains. In paleontology, it represents a benchmark for understanding how extreme predatory specialization evolves and how ecosystems respond to apex dominance. Every aspect of its anatomy reflects optimization for one purpose: control. There is little wasted structure in a Liopleurodon skeleton, everything serves speed, strength, or sensory awareness. Modern reconstructions of Liopleurodon suggest size estimates ranging from 6 to over 10 meters, depending on the species and interpretation of fragmentary fossils. Earlier exaggerations portrayed it as even larger, a testament to how deeply its image has embedded itself in the human imagination. While modern science has refined these estimates, the reality remains staggering. Liopleurodon was among the largest and most powerful predators of its time, rivaled by very few animals in Earth's history. Its role as an apex predator had cascading effects throughout the food web. By preying on large marine reptiles and fish, Liopleurodon prevented any single prey species from dominating. This top-down regulation maintained biodiversity and ecosystem stability. In this sense, Liopleurodon functioned much like modern apex predators such as orcas, whose removal from ecosystems often leads to dramatic and destructive changes. Culturally, Liopleurodon has become an icon of prehistoric power, often depicted in documentaries, books, and visual media as the ultimate sea monster. While some portrayals exaggerate its size or behavior, they capture an essential truth. Liopleurodon was not just another animal, it was a force that defined its environment. Its reputation as a marine terror is grounded in genuine biological supremacy rather than myth alone. Scientific study of Liopleurodon continues to evolve as new fossils are discovered and analytical techniques improve. Advances in biomechanics have allowed researchers to estimate bite force, swimming efficiency, and hunting strategies with increasing accuracy. These studies consistently reinforce the image of Liopleurodon as a predator optimized to an extreme degree, one that pushed the limits of what marine reptiles could achieve. Ultimately, Liopleurodon embodies the concept of evolutionary peak performance. It existed at a moment in Earth's history when conditions aligned perfectly for its rise, and it exploited those conditions with unmatched effectiveness. Its extinction does not diminish its significance, rather, it highlights the dynamic and ever-changing nature of life on Earth. No matter how dominant a species becomes, environmental change remains the final arbiter. In the silent depths of Jurassic seas, Liopleurodon ruled without rival, a reminder that long before humans imagined monsters, nature had already perfected them.